That's how we about to do it. We about to set off right.
Check, check, check. Microphone check.
Word. He's still whispering.
Like, I'm whispering?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I understand what you're saying. You got to talk like you're in front of a crowd.
Right. So peace, man. Back with another episode of A1 Podcast. You know what I mean? I'm your host, Brother Tariq. This is my special guest, Brother Janif Supreme, you know what I mean? And just back at you, you know what I mean? This time we give you some visuals for my YouTube people. And I want to go back and finish touching on some of the stuff that we talked about before, you know what I mean? And not only that, I'm going to get this brother's take on you know, some of the information I was bringing out there, putting out there to the people. Like, what do you think about the Department of Homeland Security treating protesters like enemy combatants? Speak on, brother.
First and foremost, I just want to say, you know, as always, thank you for having me. Peace to the universe. Special shout out to Brother Tariq, you know, just for having this platform so we can have these real discussions. You know, we definitely need that for our people. So shout out to you, brother. Keep doing big things. But to the question at hand, I mean, you know, something we always talk about in our private conversations, but to be able to discuss it like this, it's, you know, it's a repeating of history. You know, these things aren't new that's happening to our people. It's evolution and revolution. They're saying that, you know, that's widely spread, it said. But you have to understand that enemy is evolving too. So these are mutants that they're using to rape and kidnap and purge amongst our people, you know. So it's just it's understanding the times, and this is the playing field that they created. So
Nah, bro. What I'm saying is, if you got people out there marching in these streets, right? They're protesting. They're thinking they bringing back, like, you know, the spirit of Dr. King, right? And then you have a president who's saying that they're trying to destroy our democracy, who has weaponized the Department of Homeland Security against their own citizens, right? So when you got people in full military gear, like they in the middle of Afghanistan or Syria somewhere, right? Pulling up in all blacked out minivans and hopping out, it's snatching you off the street. See what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole nother, you know what I mean? Like,
but again, it's a repeating of history, because these are the same things that was happening when Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman and people of those times lived, where they was riding amongst, you know, on horseback and snatching brothers up out their homes, away from their families. So, you know, I get what you're saying. And
I'm with you on that point, but it's a difference, right? You know why it's a difference? Because back then, even if you was back in the motherland, and these people came and snatched you up, 9 times out of 10, you know where they went. You know what I'm saying? You know they went to some type of a place where they was going to be forced to do manual labor. When they snatch you up right now, you don't know what's happening. They could be taking you somewhere because you in the land of the lost, right? They don't have no database for people to search you down. When you go, if somebody go downtown right now and they become incarcerated, right? You can go ahead and search the database to find where this person is being held at, so you can know how to proceed forward to try to help these people, right? They have secret jails and shit like that where they just snatching you up. So then hold up, but that goes into a whole nother part. The harvesting of your organs. Who's to say what happened to you? They could deny that they ever had you.
And to add on what you were saying also, I mean, like you said, we was using the protesters that are Black Lives Matter movement or whatever type of, you know, movement. We're using adult citizens, but we have also remember there's a lot of teenage, especially black teenage, brown teenage women and young girls that's going missing, as long as, well, you know, young men and boys too. But so I definitely understand what you're saying, you know. And again, I just feel like, you know, this is the age that we living in, man. Where they are kneeling on your necks. They snatch you off the street. They coming through like, you know, it's Marshall's law. It's the New World Order. I mean, this is what we in. You know, it's not the 1950s. It's not the 1980s. It's not the 1990s. It's 2020 and it's real out here.
Okay, but you got to be complicit. You know what I mean? For somebody to do something to you, you have to be complicit with it because you're not fighting back, right? Okay. So again, like I said last time, you know, and this time you can see my face when I say, you know, yes, I am against Black Lives Matter. I'm against all that running around, hands up, don't shoot shit. That ain't changed nothing. right? Now, add to the fact that what you're saying is, one, because this is building off something that I said before in previous episodes.
Yeah.
One, right? The whole Black Lives Matter movement is sponsored by George Soros. George Soros, like most people, you know what I'm saying, in his position, they play both sides against the middle. You know what I'm saying? So what he's doing, he's propping up these two lesbian chicks to go out here and protest, right? Knowing that protest doesn't solve anything. Only way you solve anything is when you go ahead and vote. No, it's not propaganda.
I'm trying to look at the movement, the Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, it is propaganda. So all it's doing is inflaming the you know, the KKK, the Grand Dragons, and all that. But you know, they're a bunch of punks. You know what I mean? But that's a whole other story. You know what I mean? But back to what I'm saying, like they get out there and they're agitators, right? They're the far left agitators. But with that being said, he pays for that and sponsors that because in the end, there's nothing ever happened by you marching and protesting. The only way you change anything is with economics. Economically, you have to hurt the enemy where they live, in their pocket. That's the same reason why even Trump got mad and he started coming back trying to, hey, you know, black people this, black people that. Man, we worth over $2 trillion, bro. So when we start doing things with our money, that's when they start coming back and want to be nice to you. See what I'm saying? But that's still besides the fact. The point of the matter is that you got people who are sheep still plugged into this matrix system thinking that whatever they say on your television, right, is what's going to help you. If you do what they say on CNN or whatever, you get out there and march, you show them that you're a part of the struggle and you're
Go out
tired.
and vote and do all those things.
Okay, that means you're still an idiot. You're still a sheep and you're still asleep. All right? Because the first thing they told you back in the day when you was a child, well, during my time when I was a child, they said if they want to hide anything from a nigga, they put it in the book. Right? So with that being said, most of y'all haven't read a book since y'all was in grade school. And that's not an attack, that's just a fact. So then when somebody comes to something with you, when I come to you with something outside your realm of understanding, your first thing is to shut it down because you don't want to feel, you know, like you
intelligent or
right, and you start, but that's a product of this environment. That is a product of this environment. You feel like you're being attacked when you don't understand something, and that's not what it is because it's supposed to be meet one, teach one, right? So then we get back to the fact of now you got these cats out here marching. Did you not understand that your government was surveilling you? They logged the most drone hours ever since they started the George Floyd protest. That mean, and then you know they got the facial recognition.
We go steps in front. I mean, for one, you know, definitely Homeland Security is behind a lot of these kidnappings and stuff. But you also have these other radical groups, like you say, these white supremacy groups and the Magners and whoever, you know, all these different names, whatever they want to have, where they just put on their regular weekend hunting gear and they riding around and snatching folks up too and causing chaos. They're the ones who starting a lot of these looting and robbing. I mean, we've seen all the videos and stuff on YouTube and Facebook showing.
Well, so what if I was to tell you that they
busting up their own cars, setting their own
right.
cars.
So what if I was to tell you that that is their job to do that, to make those people out there as Black Lives Matter the target? See, so the whole thing is it's misdirection. You know what I'm saying?
Propaganda.
People. No, it's not even propaganda. It's misdirection. This is an art of war. We in a war. We in a system of war. And when you deal with a country that praises war, the Star Spangled Banner, all that shit is odes to war.
They spend more money in military defense than anything else in the budget. The U.S. government every year.
Yeah, but you missing there's okay. It's like chess, right? It's like chess. There's a rhyme or reason behind everything, right? So the whole reason they doing that is so they can justify locking people up and implementing more stricter laws, right? But in most people as sheep, they go along with it. You see what I'm saying? If you tell the average person, you know, that people been snatching this up for years, and when you find a person their organs is missing, nah, you crazy, man. That sounds like something out of sci-fi, but this is actual factual. You feel what I'm saying? It's not going to be on CNN. It's not going to be on Fox News. It's not going to be on any of these other outlets that you're used to seeing. You feel what I'm saying?
In a lot of cases, they make this look like
It's not what it appears to be.
suicidal deaths, and you know, a lot of questionable
That's
suicidal
what they,
deaths.
but that's what they say it is. But you know,
That's the propaganda. That's why I keep going back to that word propaganda. I understand what you're saying, but the reason why I say propaganda, because like you said, the whole Black Lives Matter movement is bullshit. I mean, like you said, for those that don't know how it was created, what it was created for, it wasn't created for Black Lives Matter. It was created for the whole LGBT community and try to make their rights of, you know, 'cause they always try to mesh our two generations, you know, or cultural differences as in one. You know, where we all know being black is just about being black or being a person of color. Being part of LGBT, that's your lifestyle choice. So, you know, there's the difference right there, first and foremost. But they try to combine, and this is the propaganda. This is what they're putting out, so like you say, to the people, to the society, to believe Black Lives Matter. Put your right fists up, protest, march, do right. You feel good. You think you're doing something. Getting a lot, 85% that's blind, deaf, and dumb, being, you know, followers. They think they are doing something right, because they don't know. They don't have the knowledge. So that's why I have a platform like this where you can kind of educate the brothers and sisters out there to look at things through a different lens. You know.
but see, you know what I'm saying. You have to want to look at it different. You know what I'm saying? Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. So with that being said, again, it's deeper. That's the tip. That's the tip of it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Department of Homeland Security was formed after 9/11, right? Which we know that our government dropped the ball on purpose so they could implement this new system of laws.
And I just want to attack on the Middle East anyway.
I mean, they was going to do what they was going to do, but this is all, you know what I mean?
That was the propaganda.
And this is not the propaganda is that most Americans believe they're smart, and in reality is the rest of the world look at us like we're dumb as shit, right? They say our education system ain't shit. They say one thing they do say is that we do work hard. That's why if you are an American worker and you go somewhere else, you get paid top dollar because you're trained just to be a good honeybee and work your ass off. I said, but with that being said, they think we're idiots because we don't know nothing. We don't research now. We don't, you know, we're supposed to have all these freedoms and liberties. Did you know that your search engines block and lag on certain things on purpose? Nah, it couldn't be. Yeah, it could be. You see what I'm saying? But this is the reality of things. So the whole point of the Department of Homeland Security doing that is to go ahead and speed shit up, right? You know you got motherfuckers over in Israel, Palestine, parts of Africa, all around the world, the same thing is going on everywhere. Now, the other governments just want to see how America is going to handle it. Well, they told you, we're going to militarize motherfuckers, come out there and fuck you up, throw you in secret prisons.
The looting start, the shooting start. That's what he said, right?
Yeah. But let's keep it real. His agents were the ones who started the fucking looting. You see what I'm saying? The same way that you had the Arab Spring pop up in Libya and all that. That was the CIA.
That's the misdirection. That's the distraction.
Well, that's because...
And that's the propaganda that they put out there. Like you said, when people see this stuff on the news, media outlets, but they don't see the person who's creating the fires, right? They just see the windows busted open. They see black people coming out with TVs or this. No, but listen. But like you say, who's the one who came and busted the windows? Who's the one who came and started that fire? They see that stuff
because you got to feel like you got to realize this. We got social media. Everybody has a camera now. So you see who's doing it, because I seen white people spray painting BLM. Those are
own police busting their cars. That was the craziest to me.
Okay, but what are those people called? They're called agent provocateurs, right? So this is what they do. This is their job, to make you look like, you know what I mean? That's like this is how tapped in people